باسم ربك الذي خلق.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Atiq Rahman and welcome to my Arabic reading and writing lesson. So we're going to begin in lesson 1, Introduction to Arabic and Makharij. So for the introduction, we could talk for hours and hours on end, but for the purpose of these lessons, we're going to keep it short and simple. I'm only going to go over 2 points, the main ones that we need for these lessons, and we're going to dive straight into what Makharij is. So the first point to remember is there are 29 Arabic letters. Some people say that there are 28, but I'll explain why they say that in our coming lessons. But because we're going to be using all 29 letters, which is why I chose to say there are 29 letters in the Arabic language. Now, the second point, Arabic is written right to left. So if you notice in English, we start on the left-hand side and we make our way towards the right. In Arabic, we start on the right and we make our way towards the left. And in the coming lessons, you'll see how we do that. So this is going to be a new skill that most of you will need to get accustomed to. And the third point, which is probably the most important point, and we're going to explain why, is so the third point is every Arabic letter must be pronounced from the point of articulation. Basically, what this means is that every letter has to be pronounced correctly. If you don't pronounce the letter from its right point of articulation, you could potentially change the meaning of a word. And one of the most common examples for this given is the difference between a kaf and a qaf. Okay, very, very similar, but they've got different points of articulation. One is a kaf, bit light, and one is qaf, it's a bit more of a heavier sound or a full mouth sound. So for example, if I was to say kalb with a kaf, that means dog. But if I was to say qalb with a qaf, that means heart. Kalb, dog, qalb, heart. But if you were to, when we're reciting the Quran, if you don't pronounce the letters correctly, we could change the meaning of the Quran. And in our salah, if we mention or if we pronounce some words incorrectly, we could change the meaning of our salah. And in some cases and some instances, we might even invalidate our salah. Obviously, if you do it unintentionally, there is some sort of leeway, but care should be taken that every letter is pronounced correctly. There's only one Quran and only one way of reading salah, so we must all try our best to make sure that we perfect our recitation and our salah. So to pronounce every letter from the correct point of articulation, this is known as Makharij. Makharij. Now, I know many of you may not be able to read this or recognize the letters, but just try, inshallah, just to copy out the shapes. And as I go on and list the 5 points of Makharij, I'll be writing the Arabic next to them, inshallah. And just try your best to make the shapes as best as you can, inshallah. So the first point of articulation is the lips. Okay, the lips. I'm just going to underline this al here now, and I'll tell you why afterwards. And in Arabic, this is known as ash-shafatan. The second point of articulation is the tongue. And in Arabic, this is known as Al-lisan. Lisan. The third point of articulation is the throat, and this is known as halaq. Halaq. And the fourth point of articulation is the mouth. This is known as al-jawf. And the fifth point of articulation is the nose, and this is known as al-anf. Anf. And that's it, guys. This was lesson 1. Just a quick recap now. So we've done a quick introduction to the Arabic language and Makharij. There are 29 Arabic letters. Arabic is written right to left. And every Arabic letter must be pronounced from the point of articulation. And this, guys, is the main point. And this is what I want everybody to remember from today's lesson. So the points of articulation are known as Makharij. And there are 5 points of articulation. And these are the 5 points here: the lips, the tongue, the throat, the mouth, and the nose. And inshallah, in the coming lessons, when we start looking at the Arabic alphabet and all the individual letters, we're going to start identifying what their point of articulation or their makharij is. So this is why I wanted to underline this L over here. And in the tongue, we're going to underline the T. And in the throat, we've already got T there, so we'll underline the H. In the mouth, we've underlined the M, and in the nose, we'll underline the N. So when we start looking at all the Arabic letters, we'll put one of these initials next to the letter just to remind us of its point of articulation. And then inshallah, we will try our best to pronounce these letters correctly so we do not change the meaning of anything we are reciting. What you guys need to do now is, hopefully you would have written all this out. You can take a screenshot and just try your best till you get a nice neat version, and then you can put it into your folders. Jazakumullah khair. I look forward to seeing you in the following lesson. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.